Hello, welcome to Paranormal News. My name is Melissa. I'm one of the co-hosts, and I've been talking about kind of different kinds of hauntings. I'm going to kind of touch base on poltergeist type hauntings. People reference poltergeist, things being thrown, things moving, and some say usually they think it's a negative entity. However, I don't personally believe that. Not that it might be right. I don't know. I experienced one type of poltergeist-ish activity. I think 19. I think I was 19. And my sister and I, we have this weird family thing where we hadn't seen one of our grandmas in many years, and my sister had her two boys, and they were young at the time, and we decided to go see her. And from past stories you have heard, this house was always very haunted. My cousins and my sister, we always had experiences at this house, even my aunts and uncles. And my grandmother would always just say, it's our grandfather, and to tell him to leave us alone. Well, we hadn't been there in many years, and we went there to see her, and in the back room was she had two bedrooms in her bedroom, but one was a playroom for all her grandchildren. And my nephews were back there playing, and we were visiting with my grandmother in the living room. Well, it was time to get ready to go, so I went back there, and then my sister also, and we were trying to get the boys ready to go. And the way the room was set up, there was a window against the wall, and then another window over here, but this window went to a back room. It didn't actually go outside. And then right inside the door was a dresser against the wall, and there was a picture of me and my sister on that dresser that we had gotten taken many moons ago. And we were just in there cleaning up the toys, telling them, come on, pick up your toys, we gotta go. The windows were shut, mind you. She never had any of the windows open. They were painted shut, so you couldn't open the windows in this room. And that picture that was on the dresser, we watched it fly across the room, and the frame broke. And we kind of took it, if it was my grandfather, as a sign we haven't been there in so long, he doesn't want us there, understandably so. But we were just what just happened? We gotta go. We need to leave. And picked it up. It was broken, so we gave it to my grandmother, and my grandmother always just shrugged it off, oh, it's just your papaw. So that was one experience that I had with poltergeist activity, seeing something physically move that nothing explainable was moving it. I think it's a common type of haunting. I think a lot of people experience, my sister actually lived in this house before we did, and things would go missing and then show up in other parts of the house. We experienced that when we first moved in, not so much now, but things would just go missing, and then we would say, hey, I need this, you need to bring it back, and it would show up in the middle of the floor. So I kind of reference that to poltergeist activity. I think if it can be moved or touched, or I find that's what I think the definition of it is. I never seen anything so dramatic as a chair being thrown or anything of that nature. I never experienced that. I know many people have said they have, and I think that's also poltergeist-like activity. I don't necessarily think it's ever bad. I think it could be our own, which Ashley and I have talked about this. If you're feeling this immense dread or negativity, you could be fueling, because obviously everything works off energy, and then it could be giving it more to where it can physically move, and you're kind of manifesting that. So I don't necessarily think it's always a bad spirit or evil. I think it's just the amount of energy that this spirit has with whatever it has to work with in the home, emotions, different things of that nature, to where it can physically touch and move. That's just my opinion, but I would love to hear more opinions. If you've had an experience of that nature, please tell us. We love to hear stories. But otherwise, have a spooky day.